Welcome to the Hoppothetically Podcast with Nikki Downtown and Fat Nate. We provide thoughtful and correct answers to probably the most important questions in the world. I'm a New York City-based comedian. Nathan is a New York City-based dyslexic. Thank you so much for being here. We hope you enjoy the show.
That is a good pose.
You gotta sit.
Very powerful.
All right, Hoppothetically episode 50. We are back.
Are we all doing this?
We got a very special episode. We're at a family reunion, so we got our cousin Tim with us. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Thank you.
We also have a mystery guest who wants to remain employable. So don't worry about who that is. All right. Anyway, Hoppothetically episode 50. Pre-show chit-chat. Tim, what's going on with you? New stuff in your
and then
life?
they got to do the other thing, too.
What's the other thing?
All the guests.
Roasting you?
You have to roast me. You have to insult me.
Easy enough.
Everyone has to do it.
I think it'd be fun if someone, when it's time to roast you, and we do it in your apartment, they just break something of yours.
Shatter.
Just like a vase, just onto questions now.
Or they guarantee that you won't get your security deposit back.
Or they just hit me. They just hit me in the face.
Yeah, they start making
the
fun of your
face.
black eye, and you're like, what are you talking about? And they're just,
And the rest
that's pretty funny,
And the rest of the podcast, you're all annoyed. You're like, Nathan, your riffing was pretty weak this episode. You kept crying.
Yeah, you were so tepid. And you kept flinching. Yeah, so we all just did a family reunion. Any key takeaways from the reunion?
Best family member, worst family member.
Worst family member, Nathan.
Damn it. Every time.
And that was going to be my key takeaway, too.
Oh, wow.
Were there any little funny moments from the family reunion I really remember?
I sincerely think the Timothy demanding to be jumped on was really funny.
Do you mind if we say that you were on mushrooms, or would you rather me not say that?
That's okay.
You don't care?
Yeah, I'm fine
Okay,
with
so
that.
Tim does mushrooms, and just you were swaddled in pillows,
I was.
and all we could see is your just face, and you were like, "Somebody jump on me."
At first, they didn't even know that I was there.
and
I just pulled a pillow aside and said,
Yeah, we're
hey,
like,
jump on me.
And I
We're
thought
like, "Where's Tim?" He's like, "Jump on me."
I thought the best part was when we said no, you would gaslight us. I'm like, dude, it's super weird that you're not jumping on me right now.
You're acting crazy.
Yeah, no. I kept
Be
calling
normal.
Nathan cringe. I was like, you're being so cringe right now.
Just jump on me. And then someone did jump on me. And then they injured themselves.
Do you know now in hindsight why you wanted to be jumped on?
I think
Did you think you were pillows and you needed to be convinced that you weren't?
I think it was I don't know, some sort of Freudian child moment when you're in a pillow fort. Maybe it was I just needed more of a weighted blanket. It was weighted, but not enough.
Wait, so when
the
you're
weight
at home,
was constant and light. It should have been
weighted
blanket should be one intense burst of weight.
I wanted to be piled.
Timothy, when you go home and you're stressed out and you're like, you know what, I really need a weighted blanket, you ask people to come over to jump on you?
me.
Okay.
I pay people to jump on me.
Okay.
Right? Just donkey kick my face.
Sure.
I think we have different ideas
There's
about what a
something
weighted...
for everyone in this world. That's what I gotta say to you.
Did I ask you what's up with you?
Shit, I usually forgot. I usually write stuff down.
I'm not asking. I'm just wondering if I.
No.
Anyway. Still dating.
Yeah,
What's her name?
yeah. I'm still dating what's her name. Yeah. She got a what like a Peloton bike or whatever, which I didn't realize those things cost $1,200. But she got on it once, rode it for 5 minutes, didn't go fast, just went slow. And was like, my legs kind of hurt. I'm gonna stop. And then I started yelling at her. It's like, that was so expensive. You are gonna go another 5 miles.
Don't they have
trainers?
They have trainers that you see.
You could be her.
You could be
external
an
trainer.
auxiliary trainer. If that one doesn't work, it just cuts to Nathan no. I paid so much money for you. You were role playing as their boyfriend.
Did you hear about the Peloton treadmills?
No.
So their Peloton treadmills were 6 inches higher than every other treadmill off the ground. They kept sucking babies under.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
And
They
the trainer has to
absorbing
roll
them.
with it. All right, just keep running though. Now you have to jump over. There's obstacles now.
Absolutely wild.
Better get in shape because you're gonna have to meet someone new. That's dark, Tim.
Yeah. But it helps
said it.
But it helps you get into physical and emotional shape. The trauma, you know.
Yeah. There's the
It does
trainer's
force
just
therapy.
Ignore it. Half more mile, ignore it.
Yeah.
You can grieve at the finish line.
almost there.
What if it turns out the babies died because the parents were trying to get them to jog?
Or it was
And the babies were lazy.
or it was part of the workout thing. People didn't notice. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna run 5 miles. Now put your baby on the treadmill.
So their fault. You know how in an active shooter situation it's run, hide, fight?
Yeah.
There's a person who thinks you're supposed to do all of those in sequential order. So he
That's what
runs,
I thought you were
then he
saying.
hides, then you're all in the hiding spot, and he's like, "Who's first?"
He fights the
Waiting
other.
to see who's the most
Oh, he
powerful
doesn't
to fight the shooter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Cool, 'cause
like
he's
a,
hiding.
It's a tournament style. He's like, who has 3? I have 3. I fight you now.
Yeah, exactly. The shooter's the shooter because he probably won all his fights.
Yeah.
The shooter knows they're all in there. He's like, "Are you guys done fighting yet?
I like
Do you
the
have your champion?"
I like the idea that they're all running out of the building. Someone gets out before him, and he's just like, "Fuck! I lost the run. Now I gotta try to hide the
it's like
best.
a triathlon.
No, I gotta do hide and seek the best. Damn it! I'm better at hide
You
and
like
seek.
Yeah, I'm
enter
gonna have to
back
crush
in.
the swimming portion.
Run, hide, fight, bicycle.
Yeah. So you're all hiding in the closet. Shh, 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 shh. It's like, who's first? Screams.
Fight me. He goes into the closet where everyone else is hiding. He's like, "Fuck! I can't hide there now. You guys are all hiding there. Gotta find a new spot."
No, it's like sardines.
Where you're all fleeing and you just tackle somebody. What are you doing? I'm skipping to step 3. I fight, then you run and hide.
He beats the active shooter in the fight, and he's like, "Well, I guess I gotta be the active shooter then."
Someone's got to do it.
People are like, "Why did you do that?" It's like, if you want me to stop, beat me in a fight. It's easy. You lost the running portion, and now you're just upset. Like, hide and go seek. Like,
I think it
running,
should be hide first, run second, if I were to elect.
I think it should be reversed. You fight. If it was me in that situation, I would fight the shooter, and then what I did to them would be so fucked up. I would have to run and hide from the authorities.
you beat the gun out of the shooter, and then you run away. And just let him get up. You gotta give him a fair shot.
Do you think if there was a shooter and they pointed the gun at you and you were like, think you could get a laugh long enough to escape?
A finger gun?
Yeah. Make your move, cowboy.
Yeah. And then he's like, but wait.
Yeah.
And then he's like, shit, I
He's
only
like
brought the one.
outnumbered.
Yeah, he's like, I only brought the one gun. And then there's a third person that comes up, also does it. Now it's a Mexican standoff.
He's got to use his words.
Yeah, he's got to talk this
He's
one out.
got to puzzle his way out of this one.
I feel like I would try. You didn't see that movie, but you know the I Am Spartacus thing? That where they're going to execute Spartacus, so everyone says I'm Spartacus?
Oh.
That'd be my move. If there's an active shooter,
am a
I'd be
school
like, I am Spartacus. And
You
you'd
would
be
say-
like, all right.
You would shout, I'm the active shooter.
Yeah, I would confuse it.
No, I'm the active shooter.
He'd be like, everybody get down. I'd be like, everybody get. Oh my God.
Oh, we're going to do it at the same
It's
time.
so funny. Let's switch guns. I don't have a gun.
You think if you jinx the active shooter, he'll stop and get you a soda? Mm-hmm. That's how they defend it.
He's still a person.
Yeah. When they do drills, they just get everyone to say, everybody get down. They get everyone to practice
I don't
saying,
actually know what they say. You think they run what they're going to say?
I would
Oh, like
yeah,
that
you think you got to rehearse
Yeah,
it.
because I feel like...
Or they're just like, hi.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of the active shooters are kind of like awkward, right?
They are,
totally
yeah.
practice everything that they're going to say.
And here's the thing, it's your first impression, the first 10 seconds matters the most, and you don't want to fuck that up even in an active shooting situation. This is your big moment. You're going to jail or dying. There's no next thing.
What would you do? You're in school and you hear that there's an alarm for a passive shooter.
Oh, no.
He's just in the cafeteria, just like, yeah, I have a gun.
Like a Timothy Chalamet.
but I also have a cell phone. He's just like on his phone.
the gun just goes off every once in a while. Would
Just shoots it kind of vaguely.
Well, he's like, wants you to tell him to shoot.
Yeah. Are you going to shoot or what? Should we call the
Yeah,
police?
he like wants...
Do whatever you want, man.
Yeah. He's like, he wants you to make that demand. Like, shoot me.
Yeah.
Take me.
I'll shoot if you want.
Yeah, he has a gun, but he's just
Yeah.
being very passive aggressive. And you're
So-
like, this is almost worse. And then he shoots someone like, nope, it wasn't worse.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. You're like, someone with a gun. He's like, someone with a gun.
You know how there's the whole idea of if you're like nice to the super awkward person once, then like you might not get shot if they become a school
That's a
shooter.
risky proposition
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
might also be the only one who gets shot.
Right.
He
But like
comes
I
in
was,
like, we're going to heaven. You're like, fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
you were so annoying.
but like, do you think you can do it in the active shooter situation if you get
Just
caught? Do
make
you
a
think you
friend
can like
then?
give him a smile instead of like being like,
Right.
no? You can be like,
He's like,
hey,
you're like,
how
what are you doing like after this?
Yeah, like how have you been?
I have 2 tickets to
Taylor
something.
Swift.
Taylor Swift. There we go.
That's
and he's like, I don't like
$1,000.
Taylor Swift.
And you're like, okay, fleet boxes. You have like a trench coat full of different
tickets.
tickets. You're like, wait,
Just for active shooters.
I don't even have to go with you. Take your mom.
You can bring a friend. It's whatever you want.
And then he's like, I don't have any friends.
You're like, it's like very touch and go.
Yeah, I don't know why you get 2 tickets. That feels like the wrong
But
move.
how many chances do you think, like, okay, he sees you in the hall, you turn around, you're like, hey, you're like really kind, right? How many mistakes do you think you have before you get shot?
Well, you get one pitch.
Just one
you
pitch?
get one pitch before you shoot. I don't think
That's so
'cause
subjective.
He's not looking to get pitched. He's looking to shoot you. So
Yeah.
you don't get that much time. He's not like
He's
not
like, I got a busy day, a
Yeah,
busy schedule.
Yeah,
he's the
not
CEO of the school
He doesn't
right
pull
now.
out the gun. He stops and goes, "That was a bad pitch. Run it back. Try it one more. I'll give you one more before I shoot you."
He like sits down.
Do you think
And
if when
he's
he came around the corner, you just did whatever your best dance was, he would let you finish the dance?
It's like Got
Maybe.
Talent or whatever. That's like a game show in a sense. And you get out there and you're like, oh shit, he's a real Simon Cowell, isn't he? You know you're not gonna win. God, because it'd be awful to die, but it'd be awful to be told you're pitchy and then get shot. That would suck.
No, that would suck. Well, and it would be honestly worse to survive after. Like,
Yeah, imagine if he wings you.
So you're pitchy, you get shot,
And then he says, work on it.
and then
he
you have
keeps
to
going.
remember that. You have to remember for the rest of your life. Like, you know, people are interviewing you about it. They're asking you about the event. And you're like, well, I tried singing. I'm pitchy. Apparently, I'm pitchy.
If in like a real active shooter situation, you did something really embarrassing, and then you have to like tell the news. You're like, CNN, I don't know. I did a cartwheel.
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought. I just did.
Yeah.
You never been in this. You know what you'll do.
I tried to do a round off into the splits and I pulled a muscle. And the guy was just like so embarrassed for me that he just like walked away. Yeah, I was the only survivor in the entire school. Everyone else was fine.
Yeah, some things are just worse than death.
He's like, no, you're living with that one.
Yeah. Your boss starts doing platonic advances on you. How do you handle it?
Can you give me an
Define.
example?
Yeah, he's trying to ask you to go out, but it's not to like a dinner or anything. It's just like to a game or something, or just wants to hang out. But it's like clearly platonic advances.
I think it'd be interesting if if it wasn't even for a meal.
Yeah.
If it was that, like it was not romantic and not even friendship. He's just like, I have to go to Lowe's. And do you have to go to Lowe's? Sometimes. Yeah. Like, here's my number. Give me the whole situation. What happens? Did he call me in?
Yeah, he calls you in.
Power differential.
Yeah, there's a real power differential. He sits you down. He spreads his legs out, but I guess it doesn't really mean anything. It's just kind of arbitrary. And then
Like he spreads his leg, but then puts like a pillow blocking it.
Yeah.
I'm totally not able to read what's happening.
yeah, it's very confusing. The lights are low, but it's just because he hasn't gotten the lights fixed. It's not sexual.
They're low, but they're flickering. It's spooky.
And then
He goes, Nathan, you're looking good lately, but that's only because you've been ugly in the past. I'm like, God. Maybe I would just submit an HR complaint
about the platonic
and just be
advances.
like, his innuendo is so advanced that I'm not even understanding it, and it's making me feel all sorts of ways. Okay, so you know how Walmart has the Walmart greeters that's all old people? What if it was mandated that you need to take in triple the amount of old people and find them other positions besides Walmart greeter?
Walmart goodbyers. You gotta get both sides of the.
And they're both just across from each other, and one of them gets confused and is like, goodbye, and they're like, I'm goodbye. You shut the hell up.
Yeah. Sometimes if they're like proud of how the interaction went, go into the middle and high five each other.
Sure.
That
was
good
great.
one.
I like the idea of if you can't find someone or like something in the store, you go ask one of the old people to help, and they're even worse off at finding it than you.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, at the
And
end,
they're-
you end up helping them find something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know where this is? No, I don't. But do you know where diapers are? Or they try to help you, and then they don't have, so they drag other old people onto a chain, and it's eventually like 9 old people directing you.
And then they go to a young person and like, where is this?
Yeah.
And then all 9 of them learn. I like the idea of like, if they're really old, like geriatric, under care, they kind of poop themselves a lot or something like that. I like the idea of like,
And you, this is
I like the idea of one of the old people who isn't quite doing that, like being the announcer of like, clean up on aisle 14, like Gertrude, you know.
you like give all the old people their own mic, so when they shit, they can just be like, clean up. I need help.
Please clean me up. Hey, wait, you know where they go up to a young person? Do you know where the baby wipes are?
Or you know how they just have, like, if there's a wet floor, they just put a wet floor sign. You could have an old person
Lying
to
on
just slip, so you can see how awful it could be. You just walk and you're like, oh goodness, watch your step, everyone.
You know how they have that like hammer that's on you when you go to check out stuff to stop you from stealing stuff? You should just switch that out with a really old person.
Ooh,
that's
yeah,
like
like
begging
every-
you to stop.
so there's
If you
6
steal stuff,
Yeah.
you turn around and they're like,
Their salary goes down by every stolen item, so they really sincerely don't
Yeah.
want you to steal stuff. They're
Well-
like upset.
I like the idea of them grabbing your arm and like they know they can't fight you, so they're like, please, my salary, my kids, my grandkids.
I have diabetes. I need the medication.
Can't afford it.
what about when you get a cart? you are assigned an old person to ride in the little part, and they go wee, and you push them around. And you'd prefer not to. You think you'd prefer not to at first. You're like, this is annoying, but then you're like,
yeah, but then they keep putting their items in your cart. And you're like, this is no.
there's so much brand stuff in here.
But they're like, don't worry, I have a 20% off. It's not even gonna make a difference.
You have an old person with you at the checkout line who like haggles on your behalf, and it takes 45 minutes, and you save a nickel, and then you try to leave, and they're like, "Where are you going? Do you want to get lunch?" You're like, "Okay."
And then he becomes your grandpa, and now you have another grandpa.
And he makes advances platonically.
Yeah, platonic advances on you.
Do you think it's hard to get one of those Walmart jobs as an old person?
I think it's like cream of the crop old person.
Like physically, the fittest old people.
Yeah, you have to be able to run.
They have a Peloton treadmill.
Yeah,
that will bury them under
what's weird
if
is
they don't run hard enough.
What's weird is they feign looking very weak, but afterwards they sprint home.
Yeah,
They're actually also security. Like if you're trying to steal stuff, they will take you down.
like so I've only experienced those Walmart greeters as me, obviously. But if you were like the same age as a Walmart greeter and you walked into Walmart, I bet they don't greet you. I bet they do like,
They're like, we
My
noticed
I
you.
know you're gunning for me. You're never gonna get this job. Like when they're like, hello, and then the person walking in is like, hello. You're like, that's my job.
Yeah, they check your pockets. Like, you have smile stickers in there? Take that shit out. That's my thing.
What if it turns out there are no employed greeters? Those
they
are
don't
just
work
people.
They just
yeah.
stole a vest from the back.
Yeah, or
Little,
they just
because
brought
they
one.
didn't want to get hit by the cars while they were crossing
They didn't
the
even
sidewalk.
steal a vest. They've just been sitting there doing that for so long. They were like, well, put a vest on them.
Every day the Walmart employees shoo them out and another one shuffles up. Oh my god.
I like the idea of them holding auditions for that in like the little restocking warehouse area. Like all the management is sitting at a table. They're like, old person number
All
20.
right, number 76.
Yeah. And then that person walks up. They do their little slate. Like, hi,
Yeah.
I'm Agatha.
I like the idea that they
I'm
had
85.
they would have so many extra greeters. There would be a warehouse just full of old people that would greet you.
On meat hooks.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I like your acting thing.
It works a little kinder than the meat hooks. Goodness gracious.
They just pull a thing and the next one comes.
Actor is the better idea than meat hooks.
They're all like cryo frozen too, so they just have to like warm
Yeah,
them up.
they hit the
They
button and
microwave them a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah. It's just one cloned old guy. They've done hundreds of them. It's a dystopian nightmare.
Yeah, like you grew up going with your parents to it. Now you're a senior citizen. Same old man saying hello to you. You're like,
So I like the idea of them being actors. And they have to go up and you're like, all right, show me hello. And you're like, hello. And you're like, okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
yeah, you have like a piece of paper. No way.
Yeah, do you know who this guy's dad is? Neither does he.
It's like they have like interns for like if you're kind of too young for it. If you're just middle aged, you're like, yeah. You can shadow.
If you walked into a Walmart and there was an old man greeting you and then just a 45-year-old guy standing
With a
behind
clipboard.
Just with a clip. Yeah, just
with a clip.
wow.
I would
Wait,
The
he's like,
technique.
on occasion he's like recording it. Like, wait, can you go back one
Can you
more
give
time?
me that
for
one more
I
time?
just
He
need-
tries to do one or two and you're like, no, don't touch him. Keep going.
He does it, but he like fumbles even saying hello. He's
He
just
says,
like, "Hila."
Or just way over accent.
Yeah. And you're like,
Hello.
Do you think they ever get tipped? I want to ask them if they accept tips and then just continue on my way.
do you
accept tips?
do you
Weird.
accept $100 bills?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fascinating. What a kooky
good to
life
know.
you lead, anyway. On to
Oh,
my
Gertie.
cheap groceries. You know what I hate? It's kind of the dark but you ever have? I guess maybe you don't. But like when homeless people do the thing where they stand in front of a door and open it for you, and then
Oh.
on the way out they want stuff because like they open the door for you.
Oh, funny.
It's actually very sad.
One time, this was the weirdest thing that I've witnessed. He wasn't homeless. He was like a bar back that they just did not need him. But he was in the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom. I get out. He has the soap dispenser. And he like soaps my hand up. And while I'm scrubbing and washing my hands, he's like, yeah, and just so you know, I have a Venmo. You can pay me with cash. And he like handed me a peppermint. And then I like, you stole the soap dispenser. I didn't ask you to soap me up. I would have done it myself.
He's
He
literally
didn't even give me
created
chance.
he's created a monopoly on
Yeah.
soap in that one bathroom.
Yeah, and I went to the bathroom again, and he did it again.
How
he
good-
just kept presenting all
Was
of
it
his
good?
payment methods. It was too much soap. I didn't
Oh, he
need
didn't
that
even do
much.
a good job
it
of
was
it?
a heavy press of it. calm down.
I think that's why they pay me the big bucks.
And like the peppermint, I mean, I'm not gonna fight the peppermint. That was real nice.
Was he like a waiter with the pepper or Parmesan cheese? Say when,
He's
sir.
like, "Say when," and he's just moving really quickly, and I was like too drunk to realize what was going on. So I'm like 6 pumps
Would
later.
it have been better if he, if you put soap on your own hands, if he felt like you didn't put enough, he would squirt after?
He'd be like, wait, you're not disinfecting enough.
Yeah, this isn't enough. Take more.
No,
Or
and he like monitors your water heat, and he's like, you can
blows
handle
on
a
it for
little
you.
warmer.
Yeah. He has all the paper towels in his back pocket. He's like, how do I dry my hands? He's like, I got you.
Yeah, when you're in the bathroom, he's like, no need to flush, I'll handle that.
Like, I would have considered maybe tipping him if he like locked the stall for me. He sensed when I was done, unlocked it, carried me out.
I don't want to go into a bathroom where
Wash
someone
my
else
hands.
locks the stall.
Because that
for
means
me.
he's in there with you.
Yeah, that means
If he wants a tip,
You want a tip? You watch me poop.
you're watching it all. You're zipping me back up. You are carrying me, swaddling me like a baby, carrying me over to the sink, washing my hands, then telling me your payment plan.
Yeah, and then he's like, I only take Zelle, and you're like, ooh, sorry.
Zell's so risen.
I'm more of a Cash App guy.
every day when you get off work, I guess I assume you work from home in this and people are messaging you.
Well,
every
you're
day you
special.
get off work. It could be in person either, but every day when you get off
Are
work.
they still doing this?
Yeah, they're doing this.
They're diddling.
Hey, Nathan. We work in person. I've forgotten all my social skills.
I really preferred when we worked from home. My nipples got touched less.
Your nipples got
it's
touched
platonic.
Viewer.
Nipples are countable.
Every day when you get off work, it's like people just keep trying to encore you to keep working. But you work
like,
a desk
like
job.
I'm like leaving,
Yeah,
and everyone
everyone's
just
like-
stands up.
Yeah, and they're like, encore.
And I'm out the door, and I can still kind of hear them.
Yeah,
And I'm like, are they still going? And then I come back in to like see, and they're like,
and they're like, what are they? They want me to do another hour of work? They don't want me to do. You try to do like 5 minutes of jokes, something, and they're like, whoa. We liked when you were behind the desk doing calls.
and then you sit down, and they just keep cheering
Yeah,
through your next hour
they're
of work.
really excited, and every day they do this. Yeah, so would you work an extra? Would that be the motivator to work an extra hour every day, or would you?
And they stood for my entire hour and watched me. And I got to announce, I'd be like, this is a little something I call sending my forecast report. And they're like, yeah. And they're like calling out what they're doing like Freebird, but they're like, update the pipeline.
And then the next.
I hope he does update the pipeline.
Yeah, or they're like, oh, I love when he does this. You
Yeah.
just hear in the
Guys,
like
watch this,
whispers.
watch
You're
this.
like, wait, he's about to do it.
the next day, your manager calls you in. It's like, you have not been doing the correct work, and like, I've been trying to, but they keep calling the wrong shit.
And then eventually it would all go to my head, and I would start coming to work like drunk because I think it's like Rockstar. I was like, hey, this one's called send to my boss, fuck you. And then suddenly they're like calling me into HR, like, this is very like, what was all that stuff? They were like, it's not about them, it's about you right now.
Yeah.
People are like throwing their underwear and stuff
Yeah.
on stage, which is just my cubicle.
Easy
And I
weird
have to give it
outfits.
back.
What's like the work equivalent of underwear being tossed?
Underwear
being tossed.
It's the same. You've
But
never
it has a poo stain on it because they don't care.
Yeah.
No, that's
It's
not like company sauce.
It's an underwear that's gone through a whole day of work.
We got disapproval from the mystery guest. Boo.
And the worst part is it wasn't even in the microphone, so no one knows except for you. You calling it out, you're like, that was
Just
too
sincerely
embarrassing.
supporting you.
Couldn't even have the mic.
What do you think? I mean,
I would start doing gimmicky outfits. Like I would come in like Kiss at some point.
assless chaps.
Yeah, assless chaps, Kiss makeup to do like a regular day of work. It'd be weird when I had to do like in-person sales. People would be upset and confused. Like, no, they really like it. Like, try
Or
to
maybe
give-
It's for the morale of the company.
Yeah.
It's not for the
we really need
customer.
this.
Or people see you as like a Grateful Dead, where they're all like fucked up. Your whole office is like on shrooms to watch you like work.
And like none of them are doing their job, but they're like, well, it's good for morale. HR can't like
We have-
fire them all.
Yeah, we have one employee that actually does work, and everyone else is just so high.
Do you think you could actually like? Okay, you're a business owner. You can get free interns. So for every
Yeah.
real employee, I hire like 17 interns to just go nuts, like what you're saying. But they're all
Yeah.
interns, so like actually kind of financially makes sense.
And they're like desperately trying to like prove to you that they're the best
Yeah.
interns, so they're like cheering harder.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
whoever
think
chooses
the
the
amount
hardest
of-
might
yeah.
get a job.
Yeah.
I think sincerely the amount of work you could do. Like you could be terrible at your job, but if everyone was just constantly cheering you on, your manager would be like, he has to be doing something right. People are so excited about him.
Plus, they're all interns, so they're young.
Yeah. Why'd you-
What?
I'm sorry, just to catch you guys up. Nathan's a huge perv. That's something we've established in previous episodes.
episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Have we established? We just established
everyone who listens to Hypothetically knows Nathan is nasty.
And Nick's short. That's been established too.
Yeah, I'm short.
He's really short. He wears stilts.
Why would I sit?
I know, it's weird.
Just so you guys know, right now I'm wearing stilts.
It's about feeling tall, not about being tall. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that'd be fun if you were, everyone's giving you an encores and you think they're like your groupies. And then afterwards you're like, hey, you want to do something after this? And they're like, this is a professional workplace. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, as soon as that extra
you into
hour,
HR.
they all have like a little timer. As soon as the hour hits, they just like instantly whip around, pack up, and leave. Like, bye, Jan. Have a good rest of your day.
You're like, bye. Like, what was your name again?
I think the worst part that if you came back in thinking you had an encore and got really excited about it, most likely if people are cheering at your work, it is not an encore. And that you are just being very narcissistic and crazy.
Yeah, you've probably gone insane.
Yeah. If you think everyone's encoring you, it's...
Yeah, if it was real life and that happened, I would be like, ooh, maybe I can also fly. And then I would jump out the window.
It's a slippery slope to like doing a stage dive.
Yeah.
Interns, you know,
You get on
You're
your
like,
desk and you jump into
you like dive, and someone like breaks
So,
their neck.
Why did you terminate your relationship with your last company? I jumped on everyone on my team all at once.
There were like 5 broken elbows.
Yeah.
5.
Surprisingly, very good team bonding. The team's never been closer than when I
Not with
literally
me,
jumped
though.
on them and then held them down.
So Trump, before the whole presidential thing, he had a TV show called The Apprentice. With all his legal stuff going on now, he makes a new show called The Accomplice. And so instead of business people, it's all convicts. And it's just which convict would be the best one for Trump to continue down the path he's going down.
Or if he gets like indicted and he's like in prison.
The one who like he teams up with that makes
this
it
week
so he
we're
doesn't
all
get
gonna
beat
practice stabbing someone in the mess hall. You got to mix with dead.
up. Do they just pick like one target for the stabbing? Like 12
And then at the
And then
end,
they ask him who stabbed him.
it's like number
Before
3.
you die.
That was so good.
No, and it's like best, and it's like all different ships. You know,
Yeah.
you have to like
You have to
find
make
you
your
make
own
your own ships.
Yeah.
And then you,
creativity.
One guy comes in, doesn't have time to whittle it down, hits him with a spoon, and he's like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. Boo.
It's like a little paper cut.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not even bleeding, man.
Yeah, what's weird is that's the guy getting stabbed. It's like, that sucked. And the next thing he's stabbing, it's like, oh, fuck.
Trump seems like a person who, if he was in jail, would do this show with no cameras and insist that there were cameras.
No, he'd like type up a contract on the little library computer, ask permission to use like his one of 20 sheets in a month.
Yeah,
Hand out these contracts like you have to do all these things.
Demand
And just
it's the
pretend.
best prison that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump would be a good prisoner? I think he would. First day, he'd go up to the biggest guy in jail and he'd fire
Let
him.
me strike a deal.
You're fired. What? Pack up your stuff and leave. Okay.
What crime would he like pick? Like what kind of criminal would be like, you're going to be the one helping me? So he fires the biggest guy,
Right.
who's like the assistant.
Well, going back to the stabbing thing, it's not just about killing the guy. It's also about making it so you can't figure out who actually killed him, right? So you got to be precise, but also not too precise for like, okay, this is clearly has a signature of Bob or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That would really
Whoever
affect.
stabbed the guy in the ass and left the knife, who was it?
Well, imagine
Always
like
Nick.
one of them,
right. You don't want a signature.
the one who gets eliminated in that episode would be like the serial killer of the group. Like has a clear marking. It's like the criminologists come in. They're like, you stabbed him with a
when
smiley
you say
face
get
shade.
eliminated, they would kill him.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
they would.
they?
They would. They would
Interesting.
shoot him
How
to
would
death
they-
or something.
what would-
Yeah.
You're gonna die now.
So is it like?
I had fun.
It did cool because they would
Post interview.
they would
learned
like
a lot.
they would like gray it out, and then fun music would come on, and then you would have the
It would be.
the
You
credits.
had a bad day.
5 guys.
Yeah, he's just getting beaten to death.
I like.
Sometimes the system goes and you think.
I like the idea of like the challenge winner getting to murder, and it's like you get to pick whatever weapon, you get to pick whatever.
Wait, so the challenge.
Like the challenge
Yeah, there's
winner,
two
the
teams,
shit
right?
So the other team gets to-
winner.
is like you
get-
won. You get to kill that guy. You get the privilege.
I want to
Yeah.
thank my mom. You get a call into the prison to vote on who you
Yeah. Get different race-based gangs to pitch him on different.
expand on that.
I was thinking about
Trump
race.
talking to the blacks. What is you be Trump? I'll be
this was
35 black people.
It's better as an abstract idea.
No, let's do
I
it.
don't want to do it.
Let's act it.
This is the only time I don't want to act it out. I know I'm pushing for that normally in episodes because it's cool to have characters, but this time...
Actually, you be Trump and be all the black people, and please do voices. Just whatever feels right.
I think I would have done the Aryan Brotherhood a little bit, but I think with black people, it's a little much.
All right, be the Aryan brother.
I'm not going to do that either now. I have a job.
I mean, so besides stabbing, what other episodes would there be?
Oh, there'd be the toilet wine,
Yeah, toilet wine be big.
which Trump would probably have an
Best
opinion
mixer,
on.
maybe.
I make the best toilet wine.
Yeah. Or like best rock scooper. I don't know. Don't they scoop rocks?
Have you ever seen a prison show?
Yeah, what do you think prisons are?
I don't know. For some reason, I just imagine someone scooping rock. I don't know. Do y'all not know?
Dude, like a tale of Sisyphus, but with
No,
small
it's
rocks.
like-
They just prisoners just scoop rocks around.
You know, I feel like every image of a prison yard, there's like a pile of rocks somewhere.
Do you mean like a chain gang or something? Where they're like breaking rocks to set the railroad
Yeah, I
in,
guess.
in
No,
like
yeah, that's it.
1815?
Yeah, I guess.
we have just piles of rocks at prisons that we just move around aimlessly.
No, but I like prison wine. Trump, and then he has to try all prison wine.
He's like all of them. He's like, this is awful.
Yeah, I thought my cool thing was I shit in my. I appreciate the ingenuity. It feels weird that in prison, which is like the hardest, most intense people, that like weed is now illegal again. So you have to be like, guys, put the weed away. They're coming. Put it away.
Yeah. My mom's
And do all that like annoying. You guys have Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Any other prison things?
Well, I feel like everyone has like a little trade that they'll do in order to market themselves, right? Like, what about like making your best friendship bracelet or something? I don't know.
Also, I feel like if
The
this
sense
show
of
was
prison is so weird.
Yeah, what is
You take spoons and you
I know.
move rocks and friendship bracelets.
Also,
and-
wouldn't it not
It's
be
like a summer camp.
Wouldn't it, if it's like the accomplice, wouldn't it not be prisoners, but be lawyers that would be doing the prisoner stuff? It would be a bunch of very expensive lawyers all trying to make prison wine and doing meth and stabbing people.
Well, they wouldn't even be in prison. He would be
Yeah, I
like,
know, they'd just
okay,
be
I
out on the
have a
street."
bunch of illegal documents at Mar-a-Lago. What would you do? And then whoever had the best idea, he would just actually put it on there. I would just say I did it. He's like, perfect.
He gave them each
One
you
episode
win.
show.
Yeah.
Show's over. Everyone else is fired.
At the beginning of the episode, he gave them each a briefcase containing parts of the Mar-a-Lago documents. So they actually have to deal with the problem.
Yeah, he legitimately incriminates all of them.
They have to figure it out on the episode. And the stabbing episode, one of them does go and later get convicted, and the evidence is just the videotape they have of them stabbing the guy to death.
You remember Russiagate? It kind of turned out to be nothing. I hope if he gets elected again, he just does a Russian accent the whole time. He's like, no, I was working with Putin. He pulls off like a mask.
It is just Putin.
It's Putin in a fat like Norbit suit or whatever. Like Putin doing like a Medea thing.
Yeah, it's like, wait, why didn't you do that at the beginning of the first term? Why
Well,
did
because
you
he
do a
wanted
whole
to get
term in the fat
reelected.
suit?
He wanted to get reelected.
They can
But, like,
still
if-
impeach him.
Yeah, but it seems to not do anything.
But he can stall it long enough.
Yeah, he's like,
He was impeached twice, wasn't he? That's enough times where he could go impeach me once. Shame on
Shame
Which if
on
I was him,
you
I would have
all.
said that constantly. Impeach me once.
but you're constantly under
All right,
threat of
Trump.
being the third time's the charm. It's a constant threat. The
Right.
third time's the charm, yeah. So you can't be throwing around that stuff.
All right. Sit back down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. All right.
Episode 50.
Shut up. Hypothetically,
Episode 50.
That's been this part. If you want to finish the rest of the episode, swing over to the Patreon for more. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Got anything you want to plug for the viewers?
I'm gonna be rich and famous one day, so this is my origin.
Check that out. Mysterious
excited.
guest. You want to plug anything? Very mysterious.
Very
That's a no. Hypothetically, episode 50. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.